Hey there, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to answer the question, did archaeologists just find a secret chamber inside the Great Pyramid of Giza? Hint, the answer is maybe. In 2017, scientists announced that they had discovered a massive, previously unknown void inside the Great Pyramid of Giza using a technique called Muon tomography. Don't worry, this isn't some newfangled gimmick. It's actually a pretty cool way of mapping the inside of big, solid objects. And it doesn't require digging, no cameras, no drones, not even X-rays. All it needs is particles. Specifically muons. Those subatomic particles that constantly rain down on us from outer space. Wait, so how does cosmic ray bombardment help us find secret chambers inside ancient pyramids? Well, more on that in a bit. First, let's talk about what was discovered. Using muon tomography, researchers were able to map the internal structure of the Great Pyramid in unprecedented detail. They found a huge void or cavity above the Grand Gallery, the steep central corridor inside the pyramid. The void is roughly 30 meters long, about the size of an airplane hangar. It's located directly above the Grand Gallery, sealed off by thick stone walls, and is completely inaccessible by the usual means. To put it simply, it's a big mystery. It's also potentially a very big deal, because it is the first major internal discovery inside the pyramid since the 19th century. So what do we know about this newfound void? For starters, we know that it's definitely there. The evidence is pretty strong. Researchers say there's a 95% certainty that the void is real. We also know that it's big, about 30 meters long and roughly the same height as the Grand Gallery, which is around 10 meters high. But we don't know how deep it is or if it connects to any other chambers. We also don't know if it's a natural void or the result of human construction. That brings us to the million-dollar question, what is it? Unfortunately, nobody knows for sure. But that hasn't stopped scholars from coming up with some pretty interesting theories. Some believe it's a relieving space, a structural feature designed to reduce pressure on the Grand Gallery below. Others think it may have been an unfinished construction zone, perhaps a builder's corridor that was left empty as the pyramid went up. Still, others are more romantic in their approach, suggesting that the void could be a lost chamber. Perhaps a hidden room used for religious purposes, or even an undiscovered burial chamber. There are even a few skeptics out there who believe that the void might not be a man-made feature at all, but rather an anomaly caused by the way the stones settled or were arranged. Regardless of its purpose, one thing is clear. The discovery of the void has reopened the conversation about what we do or know about the Great Pyramid, even after all these years. Okay, so remember at the beginning when I mentioned muons? Those pesky subatomic particles that constantly bombard us from space. Here's how they work in this crazy scheme. Muons are created when cosmic rays collide with atoms in the Earth's atmosphere. They're similar to electrons, but about 200 times heavier, and just like electrons, they're negatively charged. Because of this, muons are really good at passing through solid objects. In fact, if you stood in front of a brick wall, roughly 10,000 muons would pass through your body every second. That may sound scary, but don't worry, muons can't harm us. We're big fans of muons here at Minute Earth. In fact, we love muons so much that we made a whole video about them. You can check it out on our channel. Thanks for watching.